right, so this is my daughter Emily on her 2019 Polaris EVO. She is a brand new rider, so she is learning the ropes. First time riding by herself. So Emily, are you having a good time?
I guess.
Yeah, you guess? A little nervous on it?
What?
Are you a little nervous on it?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, because you're kind of new to it. This is your first time driving a sled on your own, right? Really? Other than the XCR. You know, you rode that for maybe like 15 minutes last year. So this is my daughter's sled this year, and she is excited. You know, she is going to learn as she goes along. But you know what? We all make mistakes, and you know it's bound to happen. But you know what? That's how we learn, right? Yep. All right. Can I get a big thumbs up? Say go Polaris. Go Polaris! Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please go ahead, click on subscribe, and also click on the bell to receive all the updates and activities on my channel. All right, so here is the latest sled that's in the garage. It's been hiding in plain sight for the better part of 5 or 6 months. If you're on Instagram or on Facebook, really not that much of a secret, but this is the first time I'm actually talking about it since I picked it up in June. So, as you saw, this sled we picked up for my daughter. For the last 2 or 3 years, she's been riding shotgun on the 2012 Switchback Adventure with my wife. And it's got to the point where she just grew so much in the last 2 or 3 years where she was just physically too big to ride on the back of the Adventure. So halfway during the season last year, we actually stopped at a Polaris dealership and we looked at the EVO when it first came out, and she fell in love with it. And I said, well, if we do decide to go down that route, you know, you gotta promise that you're gonna ride it. She goes, yep, I will. So that kind of started the search for used EVOs on the market for the better part of 4 or 5 months. And with it being a the first year release, I couldn't find anything. There was absolutely zero inventory as far as used sleds on the market. And so during the spring release, the snow check, I go, you know what? I'll go talk to my couple of local Polaris dealers and see if they'll wheel and deal on leftovers. And even though the 2020s came out, they were still unwilling to wheel and deal on the 2019s. And the reason being is Polaris has no margins on these things. Every dealer I talked to, they said they make $100 on these sleds. That's it. There is no wiggle room. What you do see for them for retail, that's what they're going for all day long. So, needless to say, I was looking for 4 or 5 months for an EVO to come up, and absolutely nothing. So when this one came up, and this is a used one, it has 173 miles on it. It came up just outside of Buffalo, New York. The machine was posted for maybe 10 minutes. I contacted the guy, says, hey, I want this thing. I'll give you a deposit through PayPal to hold it for me. And I was out there the next day. So the story behind this sled is the owner bought it for his daughter, who was 17 or 18 at the time. And they used it 2 or 3 times last year. And she graduated high school and went on to college, and obviously they needed to sell this to generate some money for her college fund. As far as what these things are going for, once you figure in tax, title, and everything else, and dealer fees, with electric start, which this one is, you're looking around $6,300. I picked this up for $4,000, so $2,300 savings with 173 miles on it. I think we did pretty good. So if you're unfamiliar with the EVO, as far as what makes these sleds so special as far as kids and new riders, it's really based on ergonomics. So this sled is a 550. It's a electronically controlled to 50 miles an hour. And through a upgrade kit through Polaris, you can remove that restriction and bring it up to a full 550. So what they do is they've actually lowered the seat. It's all about ergonomics. They actually lowered the seat to account for shorter drivers, so they're more comfortable when they're on it. And one of the things that they also did is they also changed the throttle lever on it. So if you have small hands, if you're a child, you got to remember some of the throttles, they're big, and if you have small hands, they can't get their hands around the throttle. So Polaris changed the design of it for a smaller hand, and that's how much play is in it, and it's very easy for a young rider to control it and to grip. Makes them feel a little more comfortable. Has a standard gauge on it, electric start, reverse, hand warmers, thumb warmers, park and brake, and everything else. Mechanical fuel gauge, and a manual choke. Because again, this is a carb sled, it's not fuel injected. And this 550 has been around for ages. Polaris has worked all the bugs out of it, and it's, for the most part, it's a pretty reliable sled, and it's very simple to work on as well. So what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna do some upgrades. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of that windshield because it's too low. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised Polaris put that windshield on there. I'm sure it was for cost control and everything else. But again, if you're gonna have a kid on a type of a sled like this, you want to keep them warm in that windshield. It looks great, but it's completely useless as far as keeping the rider warm. So that's gonna go for like a mid height or even like a wide glide. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install mirrors so my daughter can see what's behind her. Make sure that somebody's actually still behind her when she's riding. We're also going to put the plug in for the heated shield. And last but not least, we're going to stud it. We're going to put in 96 studs. I picked some studs off of a guy off of Facebook Marketplace, and we had some old backers that we're going to recycle and repurpose for those. Again, this isn't a high horsepower machine, so these type of backers will be fine. Right, so there you go. So that is the introduction to the Evo. Again, it's been hiding in plain sight for the better part of 6 months. It's been sitting over where the XCR is right now under a cover. And so yeah, we're very excited to get my daughter riding on this. She's gonna take it very easy and go from there and have fun. So stay tuned, there will be more videos on the Evo and the evolution and the what we're going to do with it as far as putting the RCA plug on it, the mirrors, and studding it, and everything else. All right, I hope you guys like this. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments box. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day. See ya.